Did you and your mom have some real struggles at some point?
Oh my
looking
gosh,
like, yes.
yes. And you know, my grandmother was my rock, you know, and so when my mom and dad didn't really understand what I was going through, I mean, I remember the night I called my grandmother and I said, will you just please come over here? And I just laid in her lap and cried. And it was just that I'm struggling, I need help, I need support. And that was before my parents really had their eyes open to this. But I had her, you know, and I had my friend in high school that was constantly saying, you have to get better or you're not going to be here. Like, I can't fathom life without you and, you know, and being in my world. So it's being that support for somebody because it's scary. And when you're struggling with something like this, you retract. So I had a great social circle. I had tons of friends when I was a freshman in high school.
Sure.
The further on in my eating disorder, the less I had because I was so private. I didn't want to be around anybody. I was ashamed of what I was going through. And so, I mean, no, I didn't want anybody to know what I was doing. You know, it was very secretive. I was very alone. So the fact that I had my grandmother, I had my friend in high school, I had eventually my parents on my side, that was life-changing.
Yeah, well, I am really hearing some good lessons, Allison, for myself and maybe for our grandmothers and grandfathers that are listening out there to establish a relationship with a loved one where there is all trust and no judgment, no judgment, to be able to, for you to go to your grandmother and to lie on her lap and just be able to put it all out there. You know, it's often hard for a mother and a daughter with that kind of relationship, but a grandparent, so that's a wonderful kind of a reminder for all of us viewers who are in a position of influence with someone who might be going through that. Give them that kind of care and concern and non-judgment.
Exactly, and know that there's resources out there. So the National Eating Disorders Association has a hotline that if you have specific questions, you can reach out to them. I sit on the board for that organization. That was where my parents turned to learn and become educated as far as what I was going through. There's a parent, family, and friends network, so it's not just for support for those that are struggling, it's support for those that that have a loved one that are going through this. So that know that those resources exist. There's wonderful organizations throughout the state of Florida. The Alliance for Eating Disorders Awareness is in South Florida. I've got Hope here that, you know, I can help as well. So it's just really about finding the resources, and that's what we do. We bridge the gap. So when somebody needs help, we help them find it. And, you know, thankfully, insurance is starting to cover this treatment much more. But if there's not, there are scholarship funds available through the Eating Disorder Network of Central Florida as well.
No child would be left behind, I'm sure, at Recovery Village or any other place where there's a problem.
We'll do everything we can.